Later, that's going to hurt a little bit. Never divide a fraction. Okay, what you want to do is flip and multiply. We'll talk more about it when it comes up. Always reduce fractions. When you're multiplying and dividing, reduce before you multiply, and some teachers might have called that cancel. Okay? Let's see what Google has to say about that. 10 bucks as we bring up a Khan Academy. Let's see, you can do that. Khan, multiply fractions. Oh, I'm not even writing. There you go. Khan. Oh, let's even go there. I wonder if you can search it. I haven't been there for a long time. Okay, so Khan Academy has great stuff. Sometimes it's a little simple, which is not bad, but sometimes it's good. Mult. So the title of each day kind of tells you what we're doing. Type that into the search, see what comes up. Multiplying, dividing fractions. Perfect. Let's watch. Ruby, can you get the lights, please? Oh, well, I need this one. No. Here we go. Code. That's not good.
We're asked to multiply 5 6 times 2/3 and then simplify our answer. So let's just multiply these two numbers. So we have 5 over 6 times 2 over 3. And when you're multiplying fractions, it's actually a pretty straightforward process. You just multiply the new numerator, the numerator of the product, is just the product of the two numerators, or your new top number is the product of the other two top numbers. So our the numerator in our product is just 5 times 2, so it's equal to 5 times 2
Am I missing something?
6 times 3 over 6 times 3, which is equal to 5 times 2 is
Sorry, let's
10.
start again.
We're asked to multiply 5 6 times 2/3 and then simplify our answer. So let's just multiply these two numbers. So we have 5 over 6 times 2 over 3. Now when you're multiplying fractions, it's actually a pretty straightforward process. You just multiply the new numerator, the numerator of the product, is just the product of the two numerators, or your new top number is the product of the other two top numbers. So our the numerator in our product is just 5 times 2, so it's equal to 5 times 2 over 6 times 3 over 6 times 3, which is equal to 5 times 2 is 10, and 6 times 3 is 18. So it's equal to 10/18. And you could view this as either 2/3 of 5/6 or 5/6 of 2/3, depending on how you want to think about it. And this is a right answer. It is 10/18, but when you look at these two numbers, you might immediately see that they share some common factors. They're both divisible by 2. So if we wanted in lowest terms, we want to divide them both by 2. So divide 10 by 2, divide 18 by 2, and you get 10 divided by 2 is 5, 18 divided by 2 is 9. Now, you could have essentially done this step earlier on. You could have done it actually before we did the multiplication. You could have done it over here. You could have said, well, I have a 2 in the numerator and I have something divisible by 2 in the denominator. So let me divide the numerator by 2, and this becomes a 1. Let me divide the denominator by 2, and this becomes a 3. And then you have 5 times 1 is 5, and 3 times 3 is 9. So it's really the same thing we did right here. We just did it before we actually took the product. You could actually do it right here. So if you did it right over here, you'd say, well, look, these are eventually going to, 6 times 3 is eventually going to be the denominator. 5 times 2 is eventually going to be the numerator. So let's divide the numerator by 2. So this will become a 1. Let's divide the denominator by 2. This is divisible by 2, so that'll become a 3. and it'll become 5 times 1 is 5, and 3 times 3 is 9. So either way you do it, it'll work. If you do it this way, it kind of, you get to see the things factored out a little bit more, so it's usually easier to recognize what's divisible by what. Or you could do it at the end and put things in lowest terms.
How is that? Any questions? This is exactly what we're doing. Okay. Notice how, if I didn't know it, I just have to type in the subject for today. It says on your outline what the topic is. Type it in, Google it, out it comes. Khan Academy, again, is good for lots of things. Some things it's not so good at, but I'd always go check it out first because it's a pretty good source. You should verify, double check, ask teachers, all the other stuff. But overall, I'd say it's got 95% good stuff. Okay? Any questions? Okay, so let's have a look at what we're doing today then. We're going to do the same thing there. Again, 1 times 2, or 1 half times 2 over 3. Cancel first. What can we divide here?
2.
Yeah, divide this 2 here by 2 equals 1. Divide by 2 equals 1. So essentially up top we have 1 times 1. On the bottom, 1 times 3. And so we're going to get 1/3 as our answer. Okay. Try B. Go for it. So the 10 and the 20, you can divide them both by 10 to get 1 and 2. And then the 7 and 21, divide them both by 7 to get 1 and 3. You get 1 times 2 on top, 1 times 3 on the bottom, 2/3. Okay. Now if you didn't cancel it, you would get 140 on top and 210 on the bottom. Okay. Not too bad yet because they're nice numbers, but it's a little more tedious. So always cancel first, otherwise you're going to end up needing your calculator very soon. Okay, now for the next one, this is the key point to remember. Always flip the second fraction. Okay. So 2/3 does not change. We don't divide, we change it to a multiply. And now we have 5 times -6. Could I put my negative sign in a different spot? Absolutely. You can put it on top. And normally I do that. I just didn't want you guys getting scared. Okay? So you can put your negative sign anywhere. Okay, see if you can reduce first, which you can, and then multiply. Go. And again, your negative sign can go anywhere. Okay, so it's -5/9, or 5 over -9, or -5/9. Any questions with C? Bit different? Okay, do D. Go for it. Oh, this one's kind of tricky. How many people see one more thing that I can cancel? What do you see, Xander? Yeah, so this can go to a 1 and a 1. They both divide by 3. Okay, that's because this fraction, 6/9, is in the lowest terms. So up top I get 1 times 1. On the bottom I get 2 times 1. So 1/2. Okay. Now if you didn't see that, that's okay. You already got 3/6, and then you can reduce it to lowest terms. So don't be too paranoid if you don't get a reduced fraction. Just see it, notice why, and then correct it and reduce completely. Okay. So those are all what I'd call grade 8 questions. Okay. For grade 9 now, we're going to have these guys. You must convert first. You absolutely have to. There's no exceptions here. So convert these to improper fractions, please. Go. Okay, then look to simplify if you can. Think about 5/4 and how much is 5/4. Maybe non-calculator, 125. Okay. Is that in lowest terms? I believe so, yep. I couldn't reduce earlier, so I most likely can't reduce later. All right. Good. F, what's the first thing you do? Yep. No, don't say flip. That's flipping wrong. You got to convert first. Okay. Very, very important. Convert first. Okay, so convert first, please, then flip. Make sure you do. I wouldn't say it. Yep, Sheena.
What do you want us to turn them back into?
You know the answer key you're going to see back and forth. For me, no, I don't really care that much. Once in a while I'll do it just to see that, make sure you can. So if you see it, Jamie, then do it. If you don't see it, then don't. Okay? Unless I specifically say it, I never require it. Okay? But in your homework, you'll probably see a bit of both. Okay, so you'll notice here in the red, I keep my negative signs up top so that they're easy to see. Okay, something to think about. Before I multiply now, make sure I cancel. Sorry, this should be 2, and so it should be 30. Much better, thank you. How many people got that? Hands up? No, the reason. Yeah, 2 negative signs. Okay. All right, let's see how well you can do. Go for it. Without a calculator. Cancel. Play around. Have some fun. Which one?
150.
Divided by.
When you had it into a 2, how do you divide it into a 1?
Oh, the 2 and the 98. I divided both of them.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because they're both even. Okay, so I did a whole bunch of canceling here to work it out, but essentially I had 1 times 1 on the top, 1 times 1 on the bottom. All right. So something that's big and complicated, most of you reach for a calculator. Don't. Take your time, exercise your brain. You'll feel better. Oh wait, sorry. Good. Okay. I haven't got the worksheet photocopied yet, so I'm going to do that. But you have textbook work, numbers 5 and 7. The page area is 67 to 70. I think it's on page 68 to be honest, but you'll find that, okay? So you must show all work. So I'm going to look for common denominators on the adding section. I'll be looking for canceling. Or is A, B, C, D, F, G? Yeah, I wouldn't be that nice, come on. Okay? So look for work, show all work. The worksheet is pretty simple, but I'll go photocopy it now. All right, get to work.